Hey guys, it's Aviation. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking the little Kitfox back to Alaska and we're taking a look at a couple of airstrips. Now, one of these is a freeware one by Emerald Scenery Designs and the second one is a payware release by the same developer. Now, Chris sent me a copy of this one to take a look at. He knows I like backcountry flying and this one's a pretty challenging little strip and not one to make things easy for myself. We're going for a pretty windy preset where we're looking at about 24 knots gusting, which is going to be pretty spicy. But I like a challenge, right? Now, not a very long flight today, but we're taking off here from the payware Talkeetna, which is on the marketplace, and we're flying up to Snowflake Lake, the freeware airport. Then we're taking a look at, I believe it is called Chunilna Cabin. Yeah, Chunilna Cabin strip. Now this is a gorgeous, environmentally beautifully created little strip. I've taken a look at it already. It's really pretty, and there's so many airports in this area that it's so worth getting in my eyes. It's something I'll be picking up myself, as this is a pre-release version, so I'll be buying a release copy. It's an area rich with strips. There's tons of airports around here, little bus strips, tons of places to fly into, so anything I can find for this whole area, I'm a get, because it just makes flying more fun. Let's dive straight into this thing, as there is an update for this, but yeah, we'll go with that for now. So, of course, please like the video, subscribe if you are not already, if you want to see more either reviews or videos of me flying out here in the bush, doing stuff that isn't just flying a tube liner around the skies to various airports. Let's get the aircraft set up here, ready for our departure. Make sure our fuel pump is on, and let's make sure our fuel is on here. Parking brake is set. Everything's good there for us. Correct lighting is on. Clear prop. And we have good start. Okay, let's get ourselves out of here. We're looking at 24 to 26 knots of wind here. Going to be pretty spicy. We're going to be taking 19. Winds at a 305, 306 degrees, so a bit of a crosswind departure, but the component shouldn't be too horrific for us, so things should be okay. So about 5 to 10 minutes all into Snowflake Lake, and then we head from there to Chunilna, which shouldn't be exactly far away either. Let's make sure we're careful, as everything falls off my desk right when I'm recording. Love it. Right, so we're going to be wanting to try and find the correct runway here. Which means we should be wanting to turn down to our right. Departing to the north, which will give us the best chance with this wind. Look at that. Oh boy. Yeah, I wanted to make this hard on myself, didn't I? Look at that windsock. That thing is mighty turgid up there. That's not ideal. Flapping around a little bit as well, which is more concerning. We shouldn't need a ton of runway, so this will be just fine for us. Talking to traffic, November 403 Sierra X-ray, taxiing to runway 19. Departure to the north. Talking to traffic, 03 X-ray, Sierra X-ray entering 19, departure to the north, taking off. Okay, this is a no flaps get out of jail trip here. So, quite a bit of pedal already. Trying to feel out how much the wind's going to bite me on this one. There we go. Not too bad in the end. Little bit of a catch as it's already drifting us to the side. Let's turn ourselves into the wind here as best we can. Try and maintain runway heading. Give it a bit more power. Didn't take off at full throttle there. I wanted to see what the aircraft would do in this much wind. Never flown the Kitfox in this extreme set of conditions, so made our lives a bit more exciting. Now life is a little bit easier, of course, as we get to the first one, Snowflake Lake, and then on to Chunilna? Chunilna? Yeah, because we're having runway 22, then 27, which is increasingly more into the wind, so it makes our lives a little bit less painful. Not... Jesus! The hell? Okay, that's new. Oh boy! What is this? What is this? What is this? I've never experienced weather like this in my life. This can't be real. Oh my days. Look at this. That's enough to make you sick. I'm not moving the rudder, I swear. Look. What is this, Sim? Okay, no. I don't think so. Let's make it a little bit earlier in the day, and let's change that Weather Presets Pro Moderate Gust to... Let's go for something windy, but not quite as ridiculous. Oh, what's wildfires? Oh, that's just... Oh, hello. No, we're not going to go with that. What's our live weather in the area? Give me a meter. Okay, we're snowy. I don't want to do snowy. No. Let's go back to what we had. Yes, it might be period appropriate for Alaska, but I want to have something that's a bit more kind of scenic to look at for this as we're investigating the airstrips. It'll be pointless if all you can see is white, right? Okay, that's breezy but manageable. Okay. So our general wind we're looking at here. What's it giving me? Actually, let's find our... I never know where to look for the meters when it comes to this. I'll just look on the weather tab again, see what it gives us, and we are heading wildly off track. So let's get ourselves turning here. Wind is going to be, okay, 20 knots from 357, so that's actually a little bit worse for us, but we'll live with it. It should be just fine for us, and let's get ourselves down here, because we are rather high up. Snowflake Lake shouldn't be too much of a trial for us. In fact, I think I just see it ahead there, off to our right. That would be Snowflake Lake there, that would be the strip as far as I can tell. So I'm going to idle our power out here and get ourselves descending now. And Chunilna Cabin shouldn't be too far beyond that. Chris has apparently remodeled quite a lot of the creek there, the Chunilna Creek, so that would be really exciting to see. Some really nice creek scenery around a place like this in Alaska. Snowflake Lake should be a little stop just to visit, but we'll have to see. Let's get some descending doing. I think we're still aiming for 22. It's going to be our best option for most into the wind. Not much, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. So we're going to have to overfly here and turn around. So that should be 04 ahead of us. In fact, it will be. So we'll downwind here, turn around and land. There we go. I can feel the wind already affecting this plane. This is so small. It's definitely already getting at us. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Not dealing with the hilariously energetic, let's call it, wind we just had on. Never experienced that before, and I've used quite a lot of the Weather Preset Pro conditions. See, when I'm flying, recording videos, for example, I love to use Weather Preset Pro's options and just the general preset weather, because whilst on my own I'll fly in any weather the sim gives me, real weather, it's often very hard to record a video showing you particular areas or particular scenery using the exact real weather, because half the time it's miserable, rainy, dark, or just cloudy, and it's almost impossible for anyone to see, which kind of ruins the experience. Will I occasionally do videos in those conditions? Yes. Does it make for good content? No. So that's why I often fly with presets. Okay. Strip is down there. Looks relatively narrow, but we shouldn't have too much trouble with this one, I don't think. I'm not sure if that's the strip there or that's the strip. I could choose to just go for that one and see what happens. In fact, we're at a Kitfox. Let's land there. Actually, no, that does look pretty rough, actually. Oh, hello. I can feel the wind already. Not enough space there. And with this crosswind, I'm not going to be too stupid. So for Chunilna, finally getting it right. We should actually have a fairly easy job of things. I'm going to turn around here and be almost into a headwind, so we should descend pretty quickly. In fact, let's drop some flaps in here. There we go. Turn her in for final. Feel the wind out here. See what it's wanting to do. Doesn't feel terrible. I can feel it biting at me slightly, but it's manageable. Yeah, it's pushing me this side of the strip. Not going for anything silly today, just going for a nice safe landing. She says, drifting towards the trees. There we go. Nicely safe. Okay. Let's just keep our control surfaces over. Try and manage the aircraft's ground handling. Tailwheel aircraft aren't exactly that compliant when it comes to ground handling in a crosswind. So we'll taxi back here. Get ready for departure. We'll take a little bit look at Snowflake Lake. Now this is a freeway one. Mostly it's just the strip it adds, but ESD have put a ton of work into making gorgeous freeway sceneries. You can find all of them on flightsim.to. They make some amazing sceneries, and their object library is a fantastic little resource full of loads of amazing objects to make these strips come to life, really make them look like something real. Obviously the trees in the sim by default are a little bit huge, but hey, the whole sim is stunning. I love this thing so much, but it definitely makes life a little bit more on the exciting side when you're trying to shoot it down a Death Star canyon of strip in a high wind, which makes your life a bit more colourful. As you can tell here, I'm actually... Oh, kill that. The wind is kind of biting me a bit here. Taxiing with some aileron in here just to kind of help control the aircraft. Whilst we're in this crosswind situation, let's park her up here a second. Put the parking brake on. Oh, there's a bear. Hi, buddy. Hi there, fella. Oh, he's animated. Huh. That's cool. No, 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 no. No, Winnie the Pooh can't find the honey? Never mind. So this would look like a fun little kicker to take in the summer when it's calmer weather. But not something I'm willing to do right now. So you've got a really decent little strip here which is nestled amongst the trees. And I think under calmer wind conditions I'd probably try for something. And I'm assuming this path here is down from the strip all the way along this trail to the buildings over here. Appears to be that way. And there's Snowflake Lake, of course, over there. Not bad. Like I said, this is one of the freeway ones. You can grab this on flightsim.to, which, along with a bunch of other ones like Davidson, where I've been before on a couple of trips, there's some great little places out there. And I do appreciate the bear, just randomly in there. It's a nice little addition of wildlife to the sim that I think really adds a lot of flavour. Anyway, without further ado, let's try and take off without killing ourselves, and get ourselves off towards Chunilna Cabin, which is the place we really want to go to today. Okay, this is going to be spicy, so hold on to your hats. Pulling up my flaps here. I do not want flaps on for this takeoff. Ailerons are deflected over already. Okay, and we're up. That seems safe-ish. Catching some gusts there on takeoff. At least we're not wagging like a Labrador anymore. And let's get ourselves turned around. Now, flaps always seem like one of those things you should use because it's in the checklist or it's in the standard landing takeoff practice checklists. In really, really windy conditions, I don't like to, and it's kind of more common not to in certain conditions where you've got the runway. And this aircraft definitely has the runway, because it really does make life a little bit safer. It's more predictable, and with actually less wing surface area, you're less likely to catch a stupid gust and go somewhere crazy. So I think that's us ahead, just off in the distance there, and it looks quite open right now, but it won't when you get closer. And we have the creek just below it, so we're actually going to dive in a little bit lower than the strip we're heading to. I'm not sure what is the draw distance issue over there. Might be something with the beta. But yeah, LOD might be something there. Like I said, this is a release candidate I'm flying into, not a full release of the actual scenery, because it's much, much closer when you get over there. So we should come upon the Chunilna Creek just below this strip here. Should be up ahead of us, and then we'll turn north and follow it, and we'll cross over the strip in the cabin. Very windy conditions out here today. I really like it. It keeps you on the ball. It really helps you practice the actual aircraft control and understanding and mechanically following certain steps to make sure you are doing the right things. Especially with a tailwheel aircraft where you really have to be precise. Because if you're not, it will bite you. Horribly. There's nothing kind about windy conditions at a tail dragger. So here's the creek down below us. Some pretty nice sandbars down there, actually. Again, in less windy conditions, I'd be very much willing to try one of the two of those. So this airstrip does feel like a very good little play area. You've got some really nice sandbars there that would make for good flying. And up ahead too. So some of these are ones I'd definitely hit on a less windy day. We have a headwind here, so it wouldn't be the worst idea to try. Oh, is there the bear there? Get some more airspeed here. Hi, buddy. Like, this is a bit much on this side, but the one behind us would be worth a shot. In fact, with how windy it is, I'm going to try that. Let's get ourselves set up for that. Go down river a little bit. We'll bring it in low. We'll put some flap in, because for this I'm going to want to be really slow. So I do really need to use that. And plus, we're basically landing on the wind heading of about 350, so it should be no problem. Right, let's close the power off here. In fact, we'll turn around to our right. It gives us more distance. Oh, steady. Come on. Little gusty, but not bad. Not as bad as it was before. We're going to want to follow the river down and around. Okay. Pick our nose up a little bit here. It'll be round about 2 bends up ahead and we should be good. Yeah, gonna hear some stall horns here, boys and girls. Don't be afraid. Okay, this is where I want to drop in here. Don't be afraid of the stall horn. It's not going to bite me. At least I hope not. Okay. There's our landing site. And there's a... Is that a boat? There's a boat in the camp. Oh, that's cool. caught a bit of one wheel with a bit of a gust there, but we managed to do it just about okay. Oh, nearly ground looped that. Yeah, a bit windy to be playing in this sort of terrain. Let's turn away from the bear a little bit. Well, we didn't crash, so small bonuses there. There's the water right up next to us. I think we actually touched the water as we touched down, and that's what upset the aircraft a little bit. Wasn't too bad, but it nearly wanted to say hello to the trees over there. Ah, come on. Turn around for me. That's more like it. Now, how I get out of here will be an interesting affair. In fact, this would be one of those times where I'd get out and push the plane back. So, we'll use the wonderful pushback feature to do exactly that. Because I could shut it down and push it back, but why would we do that? So it's up and off to the left immediately. Okay, that tree doesn't really belong there, but we'll go with that. Why am I pressing P? Home, that's the button I wanted. Okay. What are my flaps at? Okay. Flaps. There we go. Had way more grunt than I expected. Holy crap. Okay. Should we actually head to the real strip this time? Yeah. This little thing has a lot of grunt to it when it wants to. There we are. That's weird looking from above. I think this must be a draw distance issue with the early access version, because once you get really close it looks way different as you see the trees all start to appear there. Yeah, it's just a different foliage type. You see, as we get closer it's much more dense, so it's literally a LOD thing on those trees. I have to mention that to Chris. Oh, windy, 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 windy. So we're going to want to line up for our approach here. We're going to be landing with a pretty reasonable crosswind for this one, so I think whichever direction we pick is not ideal. In fact, yeah, we're landing direct crosswind here with 20 knots, so it's going to be spicy, whichever way you cut this pie. Oh, we almost stop as we turn through base towards final. Yep, we're almost hovering. This is going to suck for a landing. We're going to do it anyway. So we're going to want to nose into this wind real hard. In fact, we're going to have to give it some power here to keep us in position. Just let it slip in a little bit onto runway heading. We have got to go around if we need it from this side. A little bit of power. Just to dance this thing in here. Remember, our wind is from 350, so it's almost directly crosswind at about 20 knots. Get over the big trees, we'll be able to drop it in here above this scrub. We don't land in this, but we could definitely use it as a hard on the brakes, hold back on the elevator, and we are down. Whew. Oh, that was actually easier than Snowflake Lake. That one felt much easier to manage. I think my approach was just a lot more stabilized for this. Park up here by the gas barrels. We're going to take a look around Chunilna Lake. So I'm going to shut the engine down here. Power the aircraft off. Let's go explore, shall we? So I'm actually going to turn my head off here to make this a little bit less bobby. As you can see from here, the trees look stunning. I think it's just a draw distance issue, which has likely already been fixed since the version I've got here, because it's still in beta access, so things like that will be fixed. I'm And I must say, I really appreciate the developers that send me things like this to take a look at and to play with, because whilst Chris did not expect me to record a video with it, he knew I was into this sort of thing, and I really appreciate it. And I'm making this video because I want to, not because he wanted me to. And that looks like a little doghouse, so it's a little tool shed of sorts, or a little tool enclosure. This windsock is saying that I was landing into direct headwind, but that did not feel like it at the angle of crab I was coming in at, so that could be an animation direction thing. Although it is twisting round here towards being direct across. Let's find the pathway through to the actual cabin, shall we? I love the detail of little rocks just placed here and there. Down tree branches. This is very Alaskan scrub. I love this. Oh, hello. Roll the camera around. Where's the path to the cabin? I think it's over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I see it. Even this on the side of the runway, that is, yeah, dead branches right beside the runway. So if you screw up on one side, you are definitely catching something that will make the plane say no. So along the path here, and even the little flowers. And is that a... butterflies? Oh my god. That is gorgeous. So they're actually much more realistic looking trees. And we get to the cabin itself. And this is somewhere I could see myself staying for a holiday. This would be wonderful. Obviously you've got the rather more, should we say, functional outhouse over here. Is there anything in it? There is actually a seat in there. Okay. Little tool shed here. With nothing in it, of course, because it is closed. Now I see glass in these windows. Solar panels. I've seen worse looking first-person shooters than this, to be honest. This tree seems to have forgotten that it's meant to be a tree. Oh wow, there is an interior. Oh, chainsaw. Just in case you want to either cut wood or massacre some stuff. Wow, even under the actual foundation, which is chipboard apparently, or plywood, there's a gas bottle and some pallets. That's detail you just... I wouldn't expect to find in a scenery, to be brutally honest. A little bit more functional interior than one might expect, but there's a bed in the back. Kitchen counter. Obviously without the rest of the stuff they would have in a place this size, but a chair, fireplace, table, a bear. Oh, this one is a little flatter than the ones we've seen on the river. So, yeah, I think he either lost a Zamboni fight or someone went hunting and won. Oh, let's fly back outside the windows. I love this drop off to this side here. It just goes right down. Then we start merging into the natural sim trees out there. As you can see, it's a slightly different tree type around here. I think if the draw distance was fixed on those, that would basically be almost a perfect mesh. May have to reinstall my Bajan foliage pack, actually, to get the full effect of this. So this is with standard trees. Like I say, it's a beta version, so things like the LEDs will most likely be fixed. But this is quite a significant drop-off on this end of the runway. I hadn't noticed how much that was, but you could realistically run off the end of that if you were close to rotation. Catch some air and take off. But if you're in anything bigger, I think this would be a one-way in, one-way out sort of strip, coming in from this direction over the rise and dropping it in. I think a lot of planes would struggle to come in over those treetops at the far end and stop in time. So your Cubs, your Huskies, the Kitfoxes are really going to be the ones that will manage this sort of runway pretty nicely. But with a gorgeous creek down there to play in, which is just over here, I think I may have to come out here and fly a lot more, because... oh, even more bears. I think this might be a part where the river's behaving a little bit weirdly, but... even more bears. And this one's brown. Hi there. Oh, no, the water is here. This is sandbar. Yeah, the sandbars I hear are so much fun. I think there's something small and light. You can really get in there and have a good play. Thankfully, the Kitfox is very light and very forgiving, and it really lets me abuse it when it comes to putting it down in nasty, confined places like that creek. But I think that's one of the best parts about bush flying, is the challenge of trying to get into places, get out of places, trying to basically put the plane into an interesting situation. And I'm definitely going to have to approach this from this direction when the wind is a little bit calmer, and it will allow me to do so, because that could be a ton of fun. But I think I could put a 206 in and out of this place. I don't think that'd be too much trouble. That is, if we can get a 206. Yeah. I want one really badly. Or a mall. Either or. Anyway, without further ado, I shall leave you all to it. Hopefully you enjoyed the little trip today. Wasn't very far, but we had some spicy conditions, some interesting landings, and I look forward to seeing what this place is like when it's finished, because if this is what it's like at beta testing of this strip, oh boy, did a really, really good job. ESD, like I say, I'll put a link to their stuff on flightsim.to in the description. Go check it out, because they've got some fantastic Alaska sceneries, and this will be their first payware. I will put a link to the product page of that as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.